really fun. And, I know we like to kind of end the podcast with a kind of a really random, but really fun, and sometimes insightful question. And so, this for podcast for, since we're talking about, purchasing a home and, maybe, I don't know, I think it'd be fun to kind of think about if you had no restrictions whatsoever, you can buy any sort of real estate, anywhere, any place, could be non-fictional, fictional, whatever you want it to be. I'll kick off this conversation because I know exactly where I'd want. And I know for sure, like, I would want something like vacation, something on the beach. Like, that's not negotiable for me. And, I've been seeing like a ton of ads for, the Barbie movie that's coming out the end of this month. And this is not sponsored by anyways, but if they want to sponsor, that's cool too. But I would actually want the Barbie Dream House in Malibu. Like, I think like it has everything. I don't know, it has the beach, it has a really open floor plan. Everything is bright, it's pink, it's so happy. Like, I don't know how I can have a bad day in that house. And so I think that would be like, I don't know, is that considered, I guess, fictional? But then I also feel like people are also making it real. So maybe that's like more of like something that could happen in reality. But yeah, that would be my like ideal real estate if I can go and own. And if I had all the money in the world, I would go either make that or buy that. So I don't know, Bartholomew, how about you? Anywhere?
E. Anywhere. I have two. The fictional one would have to be Winterfell from Game of Thrones. In case the zombie apocalypse happens, I want a fortress. I want to know that if we throw hands, we're good. And there's like rooms for everybody for days. Uh, Real, like actual real life, it would have to be in the Hollywood Hills. Why? I grew up in Hollywood. I was a peasant in Hollywood. So being in the hills would be like growth and full circle for me. Um, my move to Florida is an improvement, and I think the place that I do want to end up eventually going back to California, that's home. So I will find my home in the Hollywood Hills one day. That's in the stars.
That's beautiful. True definition of starting from the bottom, and now you're here on the hills.
Exactly.
All right, so we've got some Game of Thrones and Hollywood for Fifth Avenue. We have Barbie Dream House for me in Malibu in California, Juan.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that leads it up to you. Where would you go? What would you buy? Fictional, non-fictional, any place, any country, any city. The floor is yours.
For me personally, I feel like if I had the chance to buy a property, it'd be a vacation home somewhere where it's a little bit more touristy, probably down in, say, Tulum or Cabo or somewhere down in Mexico. Because I've personally never gone to Cabo or Tulum, and I've always heard good things about those places from friends and family. So I'm like, oh, okay, then, might as well get a vacation home over there. But there's nothing very specific that I could say I've dreamt about, like, oh, I want to own a piece of real estate here. Um,
Mhm.
so for me, I think my biggest dream of owning real estate is just finding a place. Oh, this is easy, kind of. It's not very specific, but like what I've always just wanted to own a property where I could be able to just raise a family where I'm happy, my spouse is happy, and we could raise our kids in a good neighborhood. I would want a piece of real estate with some land where I'm able to,
Mhm.
host family events, possibly a pool, cool backyard. So I'm just putting together like my perfect home, right? Where it's at,
Yeah.
preferably in California, because this is home for me. I was not born here, but I was raised here. Um, so ultimately, I would want to buy a home here in California. And as long as I'm happy and my family's happy, that's all that matters to me, really. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
All right.
Would you want to be by the beach? Would you be want to buy like mountains?
Um,
I
I'm a
think
very
Mexico has like both, like the best of both worlds.
California does have the best of both. I will say I am pretty adaptable. I think being raised by the parents who did raise me, I've never really
Yeah.
had like any like, want like desire or like this like burning want to be near a beach or near the mountains.
Mhm.
I'm very adaptable. So I
Yeah.
think that's really gonna rely heavily on, where my spouse wants to go. But yeah, like I
Oh,
saw,
I love that one. It's not about the outside of the home, it's what's inside.
yeah, that's what's important to me,
I
really.
love that.
I
Um,
think you just described Hogwarts, so if I were to recommend anything, and you could get anywhere via flute powder or broom or dragon, whatever.
I think I'm gonna break your heart right now, Bartholomew. I've never watched Hogwarts.
That's fine. I forgive you. We can still be friends.
I was like I was in a fictional like Harry Potter realm, I suppose. I guess like yeah, I wouldn't want to leave Hogwarts. I don't know. I feel like there's too many creepy things outside. You'd want to stay inside. So yeah, I think it's pretty good. Fair comparison.
For all our Harry Potter fans, Bartholomew and Katie get you. Oh
Very good. This
man,
is fun.
good
I don't know.
fun.
Okay. All right. So yeah, no, great conversation today, guys. I always feel like we always end the podcast, really like kind of in a lighter, more lighthearted type of tone conversation. And so yeah, I really, I had fun. I had a lot of fun on this conversation. And hope you guys too. And yeah, I don't know. I think, we touched on a lot of different topics on this one, right? And I think like it is all about having a great team. I think, it's the core of what we've chatted about when you're making that first purchase, right? And, I think like in terms of like homes, everybody has, their dream home in mind, right? And we're really just here to make that possible, however way it's possible, right? And so yeah, I don't know. I don't have any more to add to this for the podcast, but I don't know. Any last closing words from you guys?
Yeah, I'd say don't let your imagination dwindle because I think that's important when once you have a home, how you want to decorate it. The other side is also with goals, what do you want to shoot for? As a kid growing up, looking like outside of my apartment building, looking up, you see Griffith Park Observatory, you see the Hollywood sign, and I'd always wonder, like, what's it like to live up there? Looking down up, and then at some point, it's gonna switch, and when that happens, is okay. How can I help somebody else that thinks the same achieve this what I've done? So, coming full circle, and it's I think imagination driven. So don't let that dwindle.
Yeah, love that. Juan, any closing words, thoughts?
Uh, if you are looking to purchase a home, if you are looking to purchase a home, make sure that you are speaking with an agent that has your back, and you know, the sky's the limit. If you have a goal in mind that you want a house by a certain age, reach out to us. If you have a goal of purchasing a home in a certain location, whether that's by the beach, up by the Hollywood sign, you name it, we're here to help. But yeah, Fortune Collective signing off.